Crypto is the clash of bulls and bears, but it all depends on where will we be in 5 years. Will the bulls outpace the bears, or will the bears succeed? That is all what matters, folks. 5 years, 10 years, 2 to 3 decades down the line. Where would we be? Where would BTC be? Where would QNT be? Does Quant Network have what it takes to go over to the promised land, towards the land of mass adoption? Is this a small setback, just a small correction, a pullback that is happening in the entire market, or are we doomed? Obviously, there are two perspectives. So let's see what is happening in the short and long terms. First and foremost, look at this all in crypto. Michael Saylor on BTC price. We all want to go to the moon. This is the grandfather of BTC. But if you want to ride the rocket, you got to be prepared to pull the G's. Over 5 years, Bitcoin has had 6 brutal drawdowns. Folks, at this point, the utility tokens, to be honest, the utility hasn't gone full throttle yet. So the market overall is still dependent upon the grandfather, Bitcoin, BTC. So it for the short term at least, we are dependent on BTC's price movement, but in the long haul, QNT has the potential to decouple from BTC and go to new highs that nobody has ever imagined. But for the short term, folks, I think that we are in a choppy zone, volatile zone, in no man's land, whatever you like to call it. But let's take the opinion of Michael Saylor as where will BTC be in the long haul 5 years from now?
What do you think? 150 by the end of the year? What do you think's happening here?
I think we all want to go to the moon, but if you want to ride the rocket, you got to be prepared to pull the G's. Over 5 years, Bitcoin's had like 6 brutal drawdowns. If you roll the clock back 13 months, we were sitting around 68,000. And then after the Trump election, we had this incredible rally from 68 to 106,000 in 5 weeks. If you go back 14 months, we were about 55,000. And so if you'd said we're going to go from 55,000 to 94,000 in 14 months, that would have exceeded any reasonable investor's expectations. Over 5 years, Bitcoin's up about 50% a year on average for the 5 years. Gold and S&P are studying the cost of capital to 14%. My company's strategy is up 71%, equivalent to NVIDIA. There's no other stock in the S&P that's done any better. So I think the volatility comes with the territory. If you're going to be a Bitcoin investor, you need a 4-year time horizon, and you need to be prepared to handle the volatility in this market.
So when you look at the price right now, and then we'll talk about the implications for strategy, but when you look at the price right now, what?
I feel like we put in a pretty strong base of support around here. There's an incredible amount of leverage coming out of the system, a lot of liquidation. A lot of the OG holders were selling at the $100,000 level, and so I'm fairly comfortable at this level. I would think that we'll build from this base and we'll rally from here. Obviously, it's hard to make a forecast for the end of the year right now, given what's happened over the past few weeks, and especially the shift in the macro environment. But, as you know, my view is Bitcoin's going to outperform gold. It's going to outperform the S&P. It is digital capital. And so if you're a long-term investor, this is the place to be.
Folks, as far as BTC is concerned, a lot of people, whenever the price falls, skepticism rises, and negative connotations and the challenges that BTC faces are highlighted as well. Look at this. Bitcoin will face scaling issues. It already has, according to Sheikh over here. So what do we do next? As institutional and enterprise adoption of crypto accelerates, the limitations of Bitcoin's current base layer design are becoming increasingly apparent. With a fixed 1 MB block size, effectively up to 4 MB post SegWit and a 10-minute average block interval. Bitcoin's maximum sustainable throughput remains around 7 transactions per second under normal conditions, folks. Now, this is where QNT and the utility projects are coming into play. Look at this, not a cult. While BTC is nuking, something very different is happening beneath the surface. In the last 10 hours alone, multiple massive transactions have moved over 140,000 QNT into private wallets. That is 1% of the entire supply being taken off the market. So, folks, there should be an alternative. If this industry has to survive, it requires mass adoption, folks. We cannot rely on speculation alone. Speculation can never be sustainable. Let me give you an opinion. When there was only BTC, just one coin, it can go up eternally with speculation and with scarcity as well. Obviously, the demand increases. But when more eyes are on this industry, in this technology, you need good projects that can provide real world value, that can be here for the long haul. And this is where projects like QNT are. In my opinion, they are the hope for this industry. Look at this. The crypto authority says that, oh no, QNT, everything is tanking. A lot of QLs are scared, like legitimately scared for their bags. Look at the bigger picture. We are still in accumulation phase. Don't get fooled by FUD. Zoom out, and in the long haul, promised land can be reached. But folks, this is one opinion. I will give you an alternate opinion as well. This is Bobby Digital over here, because if you look at both sides of the coin, both sides of the spectrum, look at this, changing my outlook on QNT. This is sort of a bearish scenario. Target one, $68.38. Target number two, $51.50. QNT is cooked until it hits the mid 60s. Then it chops, makes people think it is reversing, and goes for the $51 to $52 sweep. So this is another opinion. Let's see how it goes. But people think that these might be really, really great levels to buy as well. So depending on who you talk to, I know when to buy by when you start getting cocky, pump incoming, which is when. Okay, next few days. That is a broad statement. Few days can be anything more than two. LOL, I'm not a frigging oracle. I just know that it is bottoming out and it's gonna pump. Okay, so different opinions of people, bearish and bullish scenarios, definitely a possibility according to Crypto Percy over here. Just not sure if we can count the 10-10 big manipulation as a valid wick to fill. If it hits that low after all these years accumulating, then it is seriously. I wouldn't think that it is dead, folks, because the utility arena hasn't even started yet. To be very honest, it isn't even dead because the partnerships and what it wants to achieve. This is the final hope for crypto: mass adoption, utility, providing real world value, and this hidden infrastructure that is being consolidated or constructed. QNT is a huge part of it. Look at this. Similar unverified rumors have popped up before, often tied to Oracle's real partnerships with Quant, example on blockchain or interoperability and the BIS unified ledger, but they don't extend from personal social media engagement from Ellison himself. So if these partnerships they become legit, because the association with Bank of England, Project Rosalind, CBDCs, they're real, folks. They are here. They are here to change the game. CBDCs are real. Banks are testing it. I agree that some partnerships are just connecting the dots. We are not sure if they exist or not, but we cannot say that nothing has happened. No development has taken place behind the scenes. QNT has been developing, forging partnerships. Will it succeed, folks? It depends on a lot of things. It mostly depends on mass adoption and whether institutions ultimately are interested in this space or not. If whether QNT and the likes can provide a solid change. Look at this. QNT has been making higher lows for a long time on higher time frame. Bought some today at 75, willing to hold this for a long term. Look at this. If you look at the grander scheme of things, this is the move up, and this is that correction back to key level over here, the trend line. If it sustains this one, I think that we might go up, launch from here. But folks, if this breaks, then we might see some apocalyptic scenarios. It might even go down. So let's see how it goes overall. QNT lower we go, the more I add. It is simple. DCA means just that. In times like this, I add to lower my average and stack my chips. ISO going live tomorrow. I really like these prices. The market is so cooked. The only option is to hodl QNT. Hold on, never lose hope. Look at this. What's happening? Yeah, QNT is much louder in 2025 than all years we've seen prior. We are talking about the fundamentals, folks. Now, nobody should get started about the price. We all know what is happening with the price, obviously. We're talking about the fundamentals. There has been a lot of development recently, finance conventions, and just not particularly QNT. Overall, the regulations taking shape, the overall enterprises, institutions getting involved in this space, it is all happening, that's for sure. Finance conventions, Overledger, Oracle developments, Fusion, Flow, net releases, Oracle focusing on SATP, direct mentions of QNT utility, developments around gateways. Awesome. Look at this, according to Francesco, bottom signal. Personally, I never expected any of this. It truly means a lot to me, more than I can put into words. Okay, my work isn't driven by financial returns. That is a consequence. It is driven by the impact I can create for the people around me and for those who support me. Okay, so I think that these are the times that truly requires patience, in my opinion. Even if a project is good, when it is tanking, it is really difficult. Quant Network, the next Apple. Apple won by making the complex simple. QNT is trying to do that. Blockchain will enter everyone's life only through those who manage to do the same. It may sound almost obvious, but it has always been this way. The technology that changes everything isn't the one that makes the most noise. It is the one that removes noise. And if you look closely, this really seems like one of those stories. So, this is what we're talking about. Quant Network is one of those projects, I think, in my opinion, folks, that is one of the last hopes for this industry. Projects like these, projects like XDC, XLM, Flare Network, the legit projects that want to make a change in this space in the world of finance. Truly, folks, these projects remain one of the last hopes for mass adoption because we cannot rely on meme coins. Uh, we are done with the speculation phase, folks. People are tired, and enterprises are tired. It is not the new shiny toy anymore. This is not 2011, folks. We need solid change, and platforms like Overledger can provide that change along with the scarcity of QNT. Look at this. Almost 1% of QNT supply locked up in just one transaction. Now, can you imagine what will happen to the QNT price and supply when the other millions of things, use cases, and projects Quant Overledger actually powers and facilitates, and they actually go live. So Quant Network, Overledger, folks, they're working like as the next operating system for the fourth industrial age. So this is a perspective as well. Overall, folks, look at this. Tom Lee expands his thoughts on the current sentiment in crypto and Ethereum as it bottoms at 2,500. The recovery from there to all-time highs will be faster than the decline. So a lot of our people are saying that BTC will go and hit 75k, 65k. Others are saying that it will rise faster than you think. It all depends on who you talk to. Let's check this out.
That's the low, and Ethereum bottoms at 2,500. The recovery from there to all-time highs will be faster than the decline. That's what happened in every crypto decline, because what you have is all this spooled up energy. People are sitting and waiting, and there's panic selling, forced sellers, but the buyers are being patient. That's what will happen. And again, you guys kind of hit it on the head. MicroStrategy is probably the most important stock to watch right now, because that is the Bitcoin proxy. It's the most liquid name. It seems to me that when in the crypto world, when they're trying to hedge their longs in Bitcoin and Ethereum, they can't find any other way to hedge it except shorting the liquid stocks.
This reminds, okay,
so that's the MicroStrategies.
This is one of, if not the most important interviews I've done this year, and that's respectfully to every other guest we've had on this fine network and fine show, because I want to dive in a little bit deeper to what you're saying, that basically there's some kind of a software coding problem that's causing a lot of this. Let's bring up, guys, if we can, MSTR. That is the company formerly known as MicroStrategy, now just known as Strategy. The stock's down 50% in 3 months, Tom. It's down about 65% from its highs in the middle of July. It works, or people think they do, but inside that engine, there are gears, there are pistons, there are things that are occurring that for 99.9% of our audience, they don't do this for a living. We get it. This is a really important interview. I'm going to let you go, Tom. We are watching MicroStrategy or Strategy, we're watching Bitcoin, and we're watching possibly 77,000, which you think might be kind of a washout period, correct?
Yeah, that's right. Tom DeMark, who is an advisor to Bitmine,
very well known to me,
giving us a lot of insights. Yeah. He's watching that. Actually, MicroStrategy at this level here probably is when you want to ratchet into the longs, and Bitcoin maybe just a few $1,000s lower.
So we might be at the bottom for Strategy.
Yeah.
So, folks, what do you guys think about Quant Network and projects like QNT? Do you think that they are indeed the final hope for crypto? I would really like your opinions. Do hit the comment box below and let the community know. Anyways, guys, this was it for the video. If you liked it, make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification icon if you're interested in utility coins and potential gems. And you can also support the channel by checking out Patreon by following the link in the description box below. Until next time, stay blessed and stay tuned. Thank you very much, everyone.